G'day everybody, it's Kim here from Kim's Homestead. How are we all today? All doing well, I hope. Well, as you can see, I'm outside. It is a beautiful day. How good is that? Isn't it lovely? There's a very light wind, not much at all. It's still cool, but it's really pleasant. Normally, the days, some of the mornings have been quite nice, but the wind has been absolutely icy. It's been around the 12 to 15 mark, which for here is like freezing cold. Anyway, today I think it's 20 degrees, which is cool but really nice. So I thought I'd get out into the garden and show you what's happening. I was going to do it first day of spring, but the weather's just been absolute so it's had to wait. Look, I'm even squinting. Anyway, the weather hasn't been cooperating very much, and unfortunately my health hasn't been brilliant. My knees and legs just haven't been able to carry me very well, so it's been inside sitting down. Never mind, today's the day where I come outside and we go around some of the absolutely glorious flowers that I've got out the front and show you. I'm very pleased with them, very proud of them. They've done a good job. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's go out the front. Okay, so we're sitting on the seat out near the front door, and these are some of my snapdragons just at the front door. Aren't they absolutely beautiful specimens? Very pleased with them. Now, what are they? I think they're foxgloves. They should be flowering sometime this year. And I've got one of my bulbs starting to come up. These are the bulbs I picked up from Bunnings not so long ago. And I planted a whole heap along the front here. And by the look of it, that one's the only one coming up so far, touch wood. Yeah, let's get a closer look. There we go. Happy birthday, little guy. Now also out here, now this particular ground cover, I dug out the plant a few months ago, and I thought I had lost it. But this little guy showed up and a couple of his mates, so obviously it had taken root more than I thought it had. So I didn't lose it at all, which I'm really pleased with because it's such a pretty little plant. But it is being overrun by the foxglove. But when this finishes flowering this year, I'll be taking it out or trying to shift it, one of the two. Now, when I was down at Bunnings the other day, I picked up the New Season's dahlias because the ones out the front have now expired. It's time to cut them off and put in something new. Now this one here is 4 tubers, mixed tubers, and those are the sorts that are in there. Hopefully there's not two the same. And 3 tubers, and as I said, hopefully there's not the same tubers. So we'll hopefully be planting those out today. My stocks are nearly finished. It has put on a beautiful, beautiful display while it's been going. And the bees have absolutely loved it. So when it's finished, I'll probably cut it back and let it regrow again. And the lavender, well, the bees are just buzzing right around it, absolutely loving it. So it's doing really well. These stocks are nearly finished. They've got seed pods everywhere. So I'll probably cut that plant off now that it's finished. I don't want it going to seed everywhere. I do have enough stocks in there. This little one here, how pretty is that? I thought it was actually going to die, but it hasn't. I'm glad. I forget what the name of that is. Then I have a beautiful blue ranunculae, very light blue. The alyssum is doing great, providing lots of colour. This one is a hybrid between the white and the purple, getting both colours, which is really pretty. And this one is more purple, less white. A bit of a contrast there. The daffodils I put in this year have just done wonders. They have just given me a beautiful, beautiful display of daffodils this year. I've been really pleased with them. Such a lot of colour. And look at this ranunculi. Isn't it gorgeous? I've got another sunflower coming up here. I'll let that one go, but I haven't let any others go. Too many. Too many. Goodness, the ranunculies have done wonders. They're so pretty. Oh, hello. I have another gladiola coming up here. Carnation. Isn't that a lovely colour? I don't know what they are, but they're so sweet. I call them little billy buttons. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. And these things, it's like a poached egg. Very, very nice. There's some more of those other plants. Look at the colours on that viola. Isn't it pretty? Some more of those little billy buttons. Ah, got the first of my gazinias coming out. Look, got little flower buds everywhere on this one. Lovely. Hello, more over here. Well, I've been able to clean up in there a little bit. Take out most of the old dahlias. A couple of them are still flowering. So I'll probably cut off the old seed heads and see if they'll give me another flush. But the daffodils and the jonquils are pretty much on their last legs now. They were really, really beautiful a few days ago. Pretty much on the first they were, when I was going to come out and do this garden tour. But unfortunately the weather was just not cooperating, and neither was my health, so it is what it is. It still looks pretty. I've still got some weeds to pull out yet, but it's nothing much. Now, over here, let's see if we can get a close-up shot. There we go. Okay, let's go over and take a closer look. Well, the middle is starting to fill in a little bit. I think this needs cutting, taking all the old flowers off, and it'll probably reflower again. I need to put in a dahlia in there, or maybe two. These lilies are starting to flower. My wheelbarrow's getting a little overrun, so it needs a good clean. These Elysium bushes need cutting back a little bit and deadheading. And they'll come back and reflower. I've got another stock there that needs cutting back. That needs cutting back a little bit. So I'll get that done and bring you back. I can't do it with you here because I'm on my phone and not my camera. So and here's one of those lilies that are out. Isn't it beautiful? And it's being covered up by the alyssum. So I'll just cut it back and it'll grow back real quick. Well, that's a bit better. Not quite so wild and overgrown. Whew. Okay, so here we are out in the side part. Isn't that beautiful? That is such a lovely little, not sure what you call it. It's a daisy ground cover type thing, but it's very pretty. Over here, zoom in, I have a random pea. Now, not sure what type it is. There seems to be a lot of tendrils. I think it's a cross between the leafless and one of the other climbing peas that I have. I can't remember the name at the moment, but it's not a bad shelling pea. So we'll see. There's probably easy half dozen or so on there. A few flowers, so we'll see how it goes. If I like it, I'll keep the seeds for next year. We'll see. Then we come across, and that's where I've got my artichoke, and I'm not sure what that bush is called, but it's quite pretty. And over here we've got me buddleia. Let's go and have a closer look. There we go, the buddleia. And it's got a whole heap of new shoots on it. So it should flower quite well very shortly. And my kangaroo paw, it's still going, sis. And it's actually flowered. Look at that. There we go. Well, here's where the mic started playing up, and I decided to bring you along up at the front end of the house and show you the I don't know what you call them, seaside daisies, status I think it is, and it's just taking over the place, growing above the roses, which I've finally got to clip down. But these status are just so tall and so prolific. Look at this white one. It's just gone everywhere, laying down. I mean, it's beautiful and everything else, and it lasts so long. Fabulous in dried arrangements, but unfortunately it's taking over that corner. And I've finally clipped back a lot of the roses that I had along this area. That's my pineapple lily, and it won't be long before it's shooting up a beautiful white flower. It's so gorgeous when it comes out. And this standard rose is all clipped back. It was supposed to just be a standard rose, not a climber, but it's turned out to be a climber. And here I have some more foxgloves, as well as a whole heap of seeds that I threw in and around the garden. I just picked a whole heap of spring flowering flowers and put them all in a jar together and went round a lot of the empty spots that I have out in the front garden, and I just sprinkle seeds everywhere. So in a couple of months' time I will have a whole heap of new flowers coming up. Some will make it and some won't. And here's an overview of the garden. The other side of the rotunda, or round part in the front garden, most of those are all self-seeded plants coming up. Yeah, it's coming along really well. I am loving it. Okay. Would you look at the amount of buds on this carnation? There is buckets coming out. That's going to be a very pretty display when it all flowers. Okay, we'll just take off a few of these. Well, it's the next day, and we had a few technical issues with the phone yesterday, with the sound, so it is what it is. And by the time I finished the tour of the front garden yesterday, I was absolutely knackered. So I decided to quit for the day and continue again today. Today is 30 degrees Celsius, so it's a bit warmer than yesterday. When I talk in degrees, it's always Celsius here in Australia, so 30 degrees, which this early bodes for a fairly hot summer, I think. Well, we're looking, probably up around the 45 plus, which is blinking hot. Anyway, it is what it is. I shall be spending my summers starfish under the air conditioner. So, let us continue with the garden tour. So, I'm at my side gate, and just as you come in the gate, I have a little plant stand, which most of it will be heading into the seed house to over summer. And if you remember last year, we don't overwinter here, we over summer. So it'll be going into the shade, into the seed house, where it gets watered twice a day on a fine mist, and it's under shade, under protection, and all my more delicate plants do quite well in there over summertime. And then in autumn it comes back out onto my side planter near the back door, and that's where they spend all autumn, winter, and most of spring. So let's have a look at what we have on the side planter. To start off with is my beautiful bird's nest. I've got two bird's nests. There's this one here and the small one just up there. In behind it, I have a blood lily. I have a couple of those dotted around. There's the extra bulbs that I planted out the front, and just there I have another one. Now this one here is some sort of elephant's ear or something like that. Then we have our ferns. That is impatience. Then our spider lily. Now these are two lilies that the neighbour just gave me. I don't know what they are, but they seem to be doing quite well. So that's good. And this one here I just picked up from Bunnings. It's supposed to do quite well during the hot weather, so it can stay out here with the other little cactuses. These cactus type plants can stay out here. These lilies, they can go in the seed house. these are black lilies, so, and there's a whole heap of young ones in there, so I don't want them sort of dying off. And mother-in-law's tongue can stay out here. This one can probably stay out here. Now this one here looks pretty atrocious, I know, but I just put a very large dahlia bulb in there, so I'm hoping that will go all right this year and have a beautiful big dahlia growing. So we shall see. Now near the back door I have a nice rosemary and some hanging pots. Now these are all under drip irrigation, so therefore they will be staying out here. This one is coming back from its really drastic haircut. It was looking really bad. My strawberries, look at the amount of strawberries that I have on this one little plant. It's absolutely gone bonkers. And yes, it's under drip irrigation as well, so it should be fine. This one down here is similar. So I should get a good crop of strawberries this year, I'm hoping. That's my cherry tree. So it hasn't started to bud out yet, but I don't think it's far. The buds are just starting to swell. So we shall see how this goes. This one hasn't done brilliant. I don't think the water thing fell out. That's why. Sometimes the wind knocks it out. Right, we shall go further in. So here is the potato in a bag that I did, and they're just starting to come out now. So it won't be long and I'll be adding some more compost in here. Now look at me flowers. And then I have another pot up here that's growing quite well, so it can stay there. It's all under drip, so there's some of those little billy buttons down here and over here. There's a closer look. Isn't that beautiful? And my cheeky little gnome is keeping an eye on everything. That was a present from Mr. G. That's what the birds have done to me peas. They will not leave them alone, the little devils. This one here is some poppy, Californian poppy. Now when I planted it, that plant all died off. Must have had a section of root that survived, because it's coming back again, which is really good. In here, I planted chamomile, so I'm waiting to see if it actually comes up yet. Down here is Lysianthus, so we shall see if it survives. I thought this one was going to, but it just gave up the ghost and died. These are, I'm pretty sure they're dianthus. These are my geraniums. Isn't that a pretty pink? Beautiful plant, not overly wrapped in the flower, although it's quite pretty, but I think the plant is much better than the actual flower. Snapdragons are doing well. These are the only golden potted peas that has survived. I'm hoping to actually get a few peas off it so that I can replant them next year and hopefully get some more peas. And the blinking sparrows all over the ring that I've got with all the bulbs in it. All you can see is bird poop. I'm still waiting for the gentleman to come and take out this tree. So I wish he'd hurry up. He was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. Still waiting. Right, here we are at the Brussels sprouts, which are coming along really well. They did have quite a lot of little grey mites in there, which I got to them with a spray of garlic, and they've pretty much all gone, which is great. And I cut all the leaves back so that they concentrate on the Brussels sprouts, which seems to be working well. I've got some big fat ones in there, so I'll be picking them a little bit later today. And this is some of the leftover garlic that I missed last year, so it's doing quite well. Starting to die back a little bit. Won't be long and I'll be harvesting them. So that's my fresh garlic for this year. There's a few around. So, and I also took some of the tops of these the last time I did them. They were all right. Not too bad. It tasted just like Brussels sprouts. It was like a huge big Brussels sprout. So, which was quite nice. My peach tree is doing well, but it didn't flower this year, so I don't think I'll get any fruit, which is fine. It's only a very young tree, both of them actually. So I'm happy for them to put their energy into root development this year. This is my broccoli, and yes, sorry bees, but it will be coming out very shortly to make room for the tomatoes. And the bees are still having a wonderful time around it. And this here was supposed to be broccoli calabrese, and it's turned out to be purple sprouting broccoli. So even though yes, I will use it, I will eat it, I didn't want purple sprouting broccoli, I wanted calabrese. But never mind, it will be used, it will be eaten and enjoyed. So, and I've got, I think about 3 or 4 of these plants, so I'll be eating purple sprouting broccoli for a while. I'll be picking this one today too, and a few others there. Here's some more elephant garlic. So I'm not going to go shy of garlic there for a little while. And here is my blueberries. Look at them flower. They are doing so well. So I'm allowing the bees to them, and then I will be covering them up, otherwise the fruit fly and the birds will be into them. And the potatoes. The potatoes are doing good. Not as good as I expected. A lot of the potatoes that I planted have yet to come up. So, and I'm still waiting for my rhubarb. Let's see if we can find any rhubarb. There we go, there's one. And somewhere down here is the other one. There it is. So as yet it hasn't sprouted, but the crown is still there. So hopefully it will sprout soon. In here I have some onions. There's some stalks. Now, when I first came here to the new homestead, I planted these, we planted these onions together, and they were brought over from the old homestead in a tray that had sort of been forgotten about. So this is their second year, so they'll probably flower, and I'm pretty sure these are the Pattersons. Now, if they are, I'll be collecting the seed. Anyway, now here are my delphiniums, and they've got a heap of buds on them. So the bees are going to love these, plus with the stalks in behind. Now in here I planted red Russian kale, and that was for the chooks. And here we have some babies coming up. Happy birthday, little guys. So I thought, right next to the chook pen, every time I come down to say hello, they can have a little feed of kale. Now, Miss Ginger is in the naughty house. It's not because she's been naughty, because she's not. She's a good girl. But I don't know whether you can see. Let's try and zoom in a bit. She has scaly mite on her feet. This is from those rotten sparrows. So she's in the cage so I can treat her. I spray the scaly leg mite spray on her once a day and hopefully kill the scaly mite. Yeah, it's itchy, isn't it, darling? So rather than keep her in the cage and chase her around and round and round trying to get hold of her once a day, I just picked up this little cage for $50, and it's a good isolation cage. So she's reasonably well protected. I put these covers up against her cage, and I'll probably cover it because we are expecting some rain, so I'll cover it a bit better and make sure she's not out in the rain, although that wouldn't worry her. It's the heat that worries them, and I'm glad it's this time of year so she can be out with the rest of the girls, and that way she's not separated from them, so she'll go back into the cage quite quickly when the scaly mite is dead. Okay, and here we go. We have I think that was larkspur, and this is Penn Simmons. and nasturtium. It's doing quite well actually. And look at the new growth on this tree, on my mandarin tree. There's a whole heap of it there, doing well. When this tree goes, it'll probably do better as it will have more access to sunshine. The same as my lemon tree. There's a whole heap of new growth coming on it. And flower buds. Look at this. It's the first flower bud. So that'll be good. It'll be time to give them a feed very shortly. Although my Brazilian cherry is not quite, yeah, there's a few new leaves on the Brazilian cherry. So I'll give it a bit of a feed as well. My flat leaf parsley is just going bonkers. I think it's about to start flowering very shortly. So it's doing really well. It actually needs quite a severe cutback. So I might give it a really good cutback and give it to the chooks. These are my sugar snap peas. These are all well protected from the rotten sparrows. So we'll see if I get any sort of crop on them, because the pollinators can't get to the flowers. So we shall have to see. I might just have to take now that they're bigger, take the netting off and let the pollinators in. Right, in here I have onions. Although I think they're getting a little drowned out. Yeah. I'll have to put some more holes in this container to allow it to drain better. I had to cover them because the sparrows were pulling out all my onions, the little rotten things. They just will not leave things alone. And here's that random potato. I don't know how it got in there. I must have put last year's potato compost in there. Oh well, freebie. And here's my other nasturtiums, which have covered up all my carrots. But what it's doing is protecting the young carrot seedlings from the sparrows. See, these ones here, they've been left out. And see how they're cut right off? The sparrows have been doing that. Whereas in under here, yeah, they're a little bit leggy and whatnot, but they're not cut off. So, and it won't be too much longer and the nasturtiums will be done. Anyway, we shall see. See what I get out of it. Probably nothing. Right, here we are at the cactus. That is my dragon fruit cactus. And here I have silver beet and spinach in here, as well as one lonely kohlrabi, which is a monster. So I'll probably pick that to this afternoon as well, and he can go in the salads for the week. A lot of this actually goes into the chooks, and that's what they get for their greens. So, besides the sparrows. Here I have celery, which is doing really well. I have, oh goodness, it's an absolute heap of celery in there. It's doing really beautiful, and it tastes so nice. Beautiful celery. I'm really happy with it. And my lettuce. Now I've just picked it really hard, and I've picked it probably 3 or 4 times this year. But that's my weeding done. And by the look of it, it's time to pick it again. Here is my cilantro, or coriander we call it. Time to pick it again and dry it out and fill up my little containers. And there's some more celery over there coming along, and sage. And over there I have thyme. In here I have more onions. These are doing much better, mainly because I don't think they're getting drowned out like the other ones. So they seem to be coming along quite well. I'll give them probably a few more weeks, then I can take the netting off. At the moment though, they're too easy to pull out by the sparrows. Right, so I haven't got any asparagus as yet, so there's our asparagus. Hopefully I've still got, hopefully it didn't die. Anyway, we shall have to wait and see, I suppose. Right, let's have a look at the seed house. Well, here we go, stepping into the seed house, and just to the right hand side we have some little mixed petunias, at least I think they are. They could be weeds, not real sure. And I've got some parsley, flat leaf parsley growing for my daughter-in-law. Over here we have some chocolate mint, and here we have celeriac that really needs to be potted up. And my little wheelbarrow, this one's about to come out and flower, if it'll focus. Nope. Okay. Up here we have sunflowers that need to be potted up, and some nasturtiums to the back there. We have beetroot that's coming up beautifully, and that's the Bolt Hardy beetroot. Some pink yarrow, calendula, mixed cornflower, and large yellow marigold. So I don't know whether some of them are weeds or plants. Yet to see. Over here we have this year's lettuces coming up. We have the red iceberg, the green iceberg, and the little gem. And the little gem hasn't come up. Green iceberg's doing okay, and I'm yet to see any of the red iceberg, so we shall see. Down here is what was to be my turnips, the Japanese turnips, but they all bolted, so I won't get any turnips this year, but that's fine. And these are those little kitty things that I got from the supermarket, and one or two's come up, but that's all. Nothing to write home about, that's for sure. I'll stick them out in the yard and see what comes up. Here we have the spring onions. These are the red legs spring onions, and they're about ready to go out into the garden. And my sister gave me some fig cuttings, so I'm hoping they will take. We shall see. I don't know if you can see, but that could be some buds up there. Not sure. Hopefully. Down here we have some garlic chives and 1,000,001 poppy seeds. There's also anise and dill. So at the moment they all look pretty much the same. I don't know whether the poppy seeds have taken over the whole lot or not. So I shall wait until they get a bit bigger and pick them out. We shall see. Then we have some catmint. Up here is a fuchsia my sister gave me, and so far it's still alive, sis. Surprise, surprise. Little joke between us, I cannot keep fuchsias alive for some reason. And this is a plant that my neighbour from the old homestead gave me many years ago. It's got a beautiful, very light pink flower, which looks like there's little flower buds just starting. So that'll be nice. Here I have my mulberry trees. There's 2 of them. And I think I'm going to put them in a pot and bonsai them. So we shall see. And my staghorn is beautiful. Look at all this. It is loving this spot in here, probably because it gets 2 waters a day, but there's little pups everywhere. So it can stay in here because it's the only time I've been able to keep staghorn alive. Down here is some roses my back neighbour gave me just after I moved in, and they're still going quite well. So I'm yet to see what sort of roses they are, whether they've reverted back to the wild ones or not. So they've yet to flower. We shall see. And there's a random tree. I think it might be a fig. I'm not sure. What do you think? If you know what that is, let me know in the comments box, please. In here I have my cucumbers for this year. We have the phone, lemon, and that's all the cucumbers, and that is for both my daughter-in-law and myself this year, and possibly my sister if she would like a cucumber. Then we have the cherry tomatoes. I have Brad's, Barry's Crazy Cherry, and the red and black cherry tomatoes. Here I have my beans. These are the Lazy Housewife bean that I put in last year that just went bonkers. I have that many beans last year. I was giving them away by the bags full. Here is my carrots. These are main crop carrots, which are yet to poke their little heads out. And down here we have some butter beans. Now these ones I was seeing whether the seeds were any good or not. Obviously they're not. Then down here I have some pennyroyal. That will take a while to pop up. And a little cactus I'm trying to propagate. In here we have the Marigold Safari Queen. That's to go out as soon as I finish clearing the brassica beds, ready for the tomatoes. Here I have some asters, and they're doing really well. They will be put out in the garden around the veggie plot to encourage the bees and other beneficial insects around the veggies this year, and to make it look pretty. We have some basil, some sweet basil. There's enough here for myself, my sister and my daughter-in-law. We have some capsicum. This is the Californian Wonder capsicum. There's another mini tomato. It's a snack tomato. And it just looked pretty, so I thought, why not? These are my, well, tomatoes for this year, the larger ones. These are all self-seeded through the garden. I don't know what they are. I just transplanted them into a pot. Whatever they are will go on a sandwich. Petunias. I have petunias waiting to go out. There's the strawberry shake, which is a very pretty little one, thanks to my sister. And a double mix. I have two double mixes. One is a gift from my sister and the other one I purchased. These are my alpine strawberries, starting to put on some new leaves. It won't be long and I'll get some fruit off of these guys. My mint down below is starting to grow again, which is really good. Mint tea coming up. And just an assortment of cyclamens and flowers. There's the double lavender that my sister gave me. I'm hoping to propagate. This is the cyclamen my son gave me for Mother's Day. Isn't that beautiful colour? And two other little cyclamens I've had for a while. And these are just random plants. This cat grass will have to go into something and let it grow out and put into the cat cage for summer. Over here I've got, I think you call them a tuberose or a begonia. So I don't know what colour that is. I think it's a yellow. I did have a number of them, but when I moved, all but one died. So, and it's hanging in there. Then my capsicums for this year. So they've all been really cut back. There's five of them. And they're waiting to go out into their pots. So I've got to get their pots all ready to go. So there we go. What's this? Is that a... Yeah, it's a slug. Get out, you little booger. And this is a dahlia tree, which I've got to plant out this year. It's still going, so, but it really, really needs to go out. So it'll probably go out in the front yard underneath my window, I think. Yeah, so there's the seed house. That's what I'm planting this spring. It's probably not the only thing I'll plant, but, and I'm about ready to start bringing in the plants on the little side bench near the back door, ready to over summer. So let's go and have a look at the brassicas. Oh God, they're tough little buggers. Right. That's not a bad haul off 2 plants. I've still got quite a few there. So I'll let them fatten up a bit. I'll harvest them. These ones I'll clean up, blanch them and pop them in the freezer for eating through the year. Not bad. And I've still got about another 4 bushes yet. So we'll see how that goes. Now, for the broccoli. Right, I think that one is pretty well picked clean. So I'll be picking from that again in probably a week's time. In the meantime, I don't know, not quite picked clean. There we go. Now it is, hopefully. In the meantime, I've got that other one there and the one over the back there. Now, it's time to take these out, but I need Mr. G and his big pruners, because I've tried to cut it and I've tried to pull it out and I can't. So, gonna need help with that one. So there we go, all the brassicas are picked and now in the compost where the chooks are thoroughly enjoying them. And little Missy, she's been treated for her scaly leg and this is her second treatment. It's getting there. It'll take probably at least a week, and if that doesn't work, I'll probably rub a whole heap of petroleum jelly into her legs a couple of times a day. I don't like using that much, so she's such a messy eater. There's no good ones on the bottom. Hey, all the best ones are down the bottom, are they? Yeah. Ginger, you're such a grot. You are. Now Ginger also has some of the brassica flowers and that in there, so she can enjoy them just as much as the other ones. and some leaves. She can have a good old feed of leaves, but she gets a bit of lawn as well. So, and she's got plenty of fresh water now. Hey? Yeah, we're talking about you. And she's all covered up. She's got a perch. So if it rains, she'll be right. She does love her greens. Well, as you can see, it's getting quite late. The sun is going down and it's time to finish this video and head off inside and make some tea for tonight. So, I hope you enjoyed your video, and if you liked this video, please give me a great big broccoli thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, think about subscribing. That would be wonderful. Alright friends, I will catch you again on another video very soon. Alright, bye for now. Bye bye, Ginger. Well, little side note, guys. As you've probably guessed, I am, well, pretty much winding down my YouTube channel, and I most likely won't be videoing anymore. My health hasn't been overly brilliant for quite some time, and I find trying to get out videos every week is just a lot. It's very sad. I have made some lovely friends on YouTube, and I am going to miss you terribly. But it is a new chapter in life, and I will be taking the reins by the horns, or the bull by the horns, and taking it on. So I want to thank every single one of you for subscribing and for your lovely comments and for watching my videos. I really, really, really do appreciate it, and I love you guys a lot. So, this is me signing off, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will catch you again another day. Bye guys.